Okay, so yesterday I went to Value City to look at a chair. I said, I'm gonna get in here and I'm gonna look at a recliner, to relieve some stress. I'm gonna buy me a recliner. So I sat down in one of the recliners and I'm seeing the massaging features on it, and it leaned back and it leaned forward. It was a rocking chair. So I went and I looked at that rocking chair, and I'm sitting there and I'm getting comfortable in this rocking chair because I like it. So I'm looking at the price of this rocking chair, and it says it's $740. And I'm like, all right, cool, not bad. It's got a massaging features, and it's got two cup holders, and it raises up, and it does all these good fancy stuff. And I found it at Value City. And I said, for $740, that's not bad. So I'm sitting there in this recliner. And one of the sales reps comes over to me and he says, good evening, how can I help you? You interested in buying this recliner? I said, absolutely. He said, wait, I know you. I said, you do? He said, yeah, I think I know you from church. So we decided, we called up about where he knew me from or whatever. So he said, what's your name? And I'm thinking, it's Mike, but you just call me Bishop. And he's like, all right, well, Bishop. He said, listen, this chair is $740. He's hitting around on some buttons, showing me that it massages. It's got the cup holders. And so he's really selling me on this chair. And he asked me, he said, Bishop, what do you need this chair for? I said, well, I'm just wanting to buy something to relieve stress, something I can sit down in and kick off my shoes, watch TV and watch wrestling and watch sports. I just want me a comfortable little reclining chair, something to rock back and forth. And he said, all right. He said, that's good. I said, yeah. I said, I just want something that's going to relieve the stress and, forget about the problems of this world and just kind of be in my own zone. And he said, oh, yeah, man, that's good. Everybody needs their own zone and their own place of just to chill out, their own spot. I was like, yeah. So I said, well, look, what can I put down today in layaway? And so we're discussing what I'm putting down. And he said, okay, cool. And I said, well, listen, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get out of here. We've already talked about the chair and how it reclines back and forth and all the gadgets on the chair and all the lights. It was really nice. It had my attention. And I said, well, I'll come back. I'll come back Saturday. And he's like, it's a bet. So I'm walking out the door of Value City. And the man says, Mr. Bishop, hold up. He said, may I ask you a question? I said, yeah. He said, at your age, do you really need a rocking chair? I said, no, but I would like one just to, to have and to relieve stress. He said, yeah, I could tell you under some stress because you're losing some hair. I said, oh, this man's got jokes, but he don't know Bishop. I'll come back with him. So I was very nice. I didn't talk about his shoes. So, but I said, I said, yeah, under a little stress, but I'm okay. I said, I just want something I can rock back and forth with and something I can go to sleep in, something I can, just chill out in. And he said, Mr. Bishop, can I be honest with you? He said, you're a church-going man. I said, yes. He said, you don't need that rocking chair. I said, what? He said, you don't need that rocking chair. I said, well, why not? He said, because, I can sell you the rocking chair if you want it. He said, but Mr. Bishop, that's not going to get rid of your headache. That's not going to get rid of your stress. He said, Mr. Bishop, that's not even going to make the hair on your head grow back. I said, oh, this fool got some jokes. I'm going to clown on this man's shoes and go from his shoes to his collar button-down shirt he got. I'm getting ready to roast him with this Walmart watch on. So I'm getting in my feelings now. And I was like, hey, look, I want that chair no matter what. He said, can I be honest with you? And he kind of scooted me over to the side of Value City. And he said, what you need is you need to rock in Jesus. I said, what? He said, listen here. He said, there are times in your life He said, I don't know what you're going through. He said, but there's going to be times in your life. He said, even if you're in a storm now, you don't need this rocking chair. It rocks back and forth. He said, you don't need this rocking chair. He said, you need to rock in Jesus. And I thought about it. I said, wait, I'm rocking everywhere in Jesus. I'm depending and trusting. He said, oh no. He said, can I break it down to you? I said, yeah, if you're a preacher, go for it. You can break it down. He said, the problem is people, we get so comfortable in our own feelings of how we're going to deal with stuff. We go out here and we buy stuff and we try to cope with the loss of losing something or the loss of bad information. We're trying to cope with, we try to go out here and buy the shoes. We try to go out here and buy the cars and the red Mustangs. We try to go out here and buy new cars and all this good stuff. He said, and you're trying to buy a rocking chair for stress. I said, yeah, I just want something I could just chill back and forth in. He said, let me tell you, the best thing you can do is rock in Jesus. He said, because Mr. Bishop, in the middle of the night, the rocking chair will stop rocking. I said, what? He said, when you sleep, is it going to rock itself? I said, no. He said, well, in the middle of the night, he said, the rocking chair will fail you. He said, Mr. Bishop, he said, when you go to turn those lights on, he said, they only stay on for 10 minutes. And then they go off. I said, oh, didn't know that. He said, when you recline the chair up and you put your feet up, he said, your feet will stay in an upright position for however long you want them to stay up for. He said, but there's some way in the middle of the night or through the day, your feet are going to hit the ground. And I said, yeah, you're right, Ann. He said, the problem and the stress that you have is that you're not rocking in Jesus. I said, really? He said, yeah. He said, because no matter what, he said, my God is going to rock you through the night. He said that if you really trust and depend on God, he's going to rock you in the day, in the noon, in the night. And he said, listen, when everybody else forsakes you, Mr. Williams, he said that you're going to be rocked. He said, listen, you can rock back and forth with this chair. He said, it's going to stop on you. It's going to have technical difficulties. He said, but my God never has technical difficulties. He said, listen, my God has a light that keeps shining. He said, this one on this chair only lasts for 10 minutes. He said, listen, he said, this recliner reclines your feet only so far. He said, but my God can recline your feet up to the sky. He said, listen, you can lean as far as you want with the chair. He said, but the chair's going to give away and then you'll be on the floor. Then you'll be on rock bottom. But he said, my God will never. He said, you might fall, but he's going to catch you. He said, matter of fact, God ain't going to let you fall. He said, God ain't going to let you fall out of his hand. He said, if you rock in Jesus, y'all not talking to me. Listen, he told me tonight, he told me yesterday, he said, listen, he said, whatever you're going through, you can't buy a rocking chair and expect it not to fail. He said, but if you know God like I know you do, you know that you have to let him be the rock in the weary land. Y'all not talking to me. He said that, listen, when you think you are rocking in the rocking chair and the rocking chair stops, what happens? You have to restart the rocking process all over again. He said, but when God gets to rocking you, you never stop, you never slumber, you never sleep. He said, listen, it's good to sleep in a rocking chair. He said, it's comfortable. He said, but it's even more comfortable. Key word, he said, more comfortable to be rocked by Jesus. Yeah. I wish I had somebody on today. He said, listen, we are trying, through infidelity of failed relationships and failed marriage, we try to rock ourselves, but we forget to let God, we forget to let him rock us. Y'all not talking to me. Listen. And then me and him, we in church now. We getting people's attention now. He said, listen, he said, I can sell you one of these beds. And I was like, listen, I don't want no beds. No, I done seen people caught in beds and sleeping with other men in beds. I'm not doing, no, I don't need no bed. He said, I can sell you a mirror. I said, no, don't need no mirror. I said, I want this rocking chair. He said, look, check this out. He said, I can even sell you a kitchen table. I said, no, I just bought a kitchen table. Come to find out, it left too. And he said, listen, I can sell you a rug. I said, no, don't want a rug. He said, but you sat on the rocking chair. I said, I'm still sat on the rocking chair. He said, Mr. Bishop, you still don't get it. I said, well, tell me more. He said, I'll be glad. He said that, listen, he said, although the bed is a good place to be, he said, but if you're in bed with Jesus, it'll make it all right. He said, listen, he said, a carpet is a nice place to stand on. He said, a carpet is a soothing, relaxing thing to stand or even lay on. He said, but God is a better carpet and he's a better rug, and you can wipe your feet off on him and he's still not dirty. He said, you can even lay on the carpet of God and it still never slumbers nor does it sleep. Listen, he said that the carpet that I sell you is going to get dirty. You're going to have to clean it every now and then. He said, but if you lay on the carpet of Jesus, if you lay at your face on the carpet of Jesus, I promise you, you'll never get a spot nor a wrinkle on it. He said, listen, I can sell you a kitchen table. I said, okay. He said, listen, the table that you've been eating on, God is going to remove it and he's going to bring a better table to you. He said, you don't even need a table. He said, the table that you had has been removed. The plates have been taken up. The silverware has been cleaned. He said, matter of fact, the table that you've been eating on for the past 10 to 11, 9 years, 8 years, 7 years, he said, I'm going to break the legs down. Y'all not talking. He said, God is going to bring you a better table than what you had. He said, the only good thing about having a good table is you have to have a table in God. He said, that table will never fail you. He said, this table is full of mercy. He said, this table is full of grace. He said, this table is full of faithfulness. He walked the text with that table, but I still wanted the chair. He said, listen, okay, let's go back to the chair. He said, listen, he said, sometimes in the chair, you're going to have a stain. He said, I said, yeah. He said, sometimes you're going to have a stain in the chair. He said, but if you get the chair of God, then God comes with already a package of, he said, what did he call it? Oh, shoot, let me get it right. He said it was a protection warranty. And I said, okay, well, how long does the protection warranty last? He said, oh, it lasts for about 3 years. He said, it's a protection warranty. Anything that gets on it or drops on it, it protects it. He said, but if you get the recliner in God, he said, you have a lifetime of protection. Y'all not talking to me. And I started to think about that thing, and I said, that's what I need, a protection in God. I need God to rock me in the weary land. Listen, he talked about that thing, and he said, listen, I can't tell you, Mr. Bishop, not to buy the chair. He said, but at this time in your life and your circumstances, he said, you need to rock in Jesus. I'm so glad that man told me to rock in Jesus. Can I mention to someone on today that every now and then you have to go through the storms of life, but yet God, he's going to rock you and hold you. I need you to understand today that I didn't buy that recliner. You know why? Because I'm going to rock in Jesus. I'm not going to get in a red Mustang and sleep with this man, and I'm not going to get in a red Mustang and make this man pay my bills and make this woman pay my bills at my house because I can't afford the rent or I can't afford the new car payment. I'm going to, Bishop, I'm a rock in Jesus. So I went out of the store thinking I'm a rock in a chair. Y'all not talking to me. I thought I was going to rock in a chair, but the salesman simply told me to rock in Jesus. Can I tell someone on today that you have to rock in Jesus? I don't care what the circumstances of life is. I want someone to know you don't have to be a slut nor a whore. Matter of fact, you don't even have to be a home wrecker. Come on here. You can rock in Jesus. Listen here. I want someone to know that no matter what you're going through, I want you to rock in Jesus. So I didn't get the recliner because I don't want to rock in a materialistic rocker, y'all not. But I want to rock in Jesus, y'all. I wish I had some help up in here to let y'all know that today, January the 6th, the bishop is going to rock in God. He's going to rock in Jesus. Listen, Life nor death can separate me from the y'all not. I wish somebody had their Bibles on today. Let me tell you, I don't care who you sleep with. I'm going to preach another sermon. It's going to hurt somebody's feelings. I don't care who you're going with on Facebook. They can't rock you like you can be a prostitute, a slut, and a whore. Listen, can't nobody love you like Jesus. Let me tell you something. Although you're a prostitute, whore, and strippers, and whatever you may be, if you're just not happy about your life, I want you to know that I need you to rock in Jesus. That's my message on today. I'm going to stick with my message. Look, red as this pen is, red as this marker is, red as your Mustang is, rock in Jesus. Come on here. Because at the end of the day, if you're not rocking with Jesus, you're going straight to hell. I wish I had somebody up in here to know that hell, you can ride, Sally ride in your Mustang. Ride on straight to hell, you and her. Stop it, Bishop. Listen. Take your Mustang, ride, Sally, ride. Listen, the next message I have will be called Ride, Sally, Ride. If you think the Mustang is good, keep on riding. If you think the selling drugs and the long hair and I don't care, keep on molesting. Oh, y'all not talking to me. Come on here. Ride, Sally, ride. But today's message ain't going to be on. No. Today's message was simply rocking Jesus, rocking God, because materialistic stuff will fail you. Amen. God bless you. God keep you. That's my message. I'm gonna get off here because I'm just so excited about the new relationship that I have come into with God. Every now and then, God's got to move some things. He's got to move, because you sleep with who you want to all over. Come on here. You can be a prostitute or whore, but you've got to rock in Jesus. I know your friends didn't like me from the get-go. I understand. But now I'm rocking in Jesus. Amen. Listen, I encouraged someone on tonight. That salesman really helped me out, and he said, rock in God. God bless you.